So, what if being good at many things is actually the reason you feel like you're not good enough? Growing up, I was someone who was good at a lot of different things. I liked cooking and baking, I was into crafts, I played basketball, did horse riding, and I read a lot. I was just someone who could do many things. Academically, I was relatively excellent. My grades were constantly in the high 90s. That felt fine, maybe even good. But over time, that feeling started to sort of fade away because everywhere around me, people seemed to have their own thing, whether it was the artist, the athlete, or the straight A student. People had something they were known for. People had labels, and I didn't. At first, they just seemed like simple descriptions, ways to identify people. But over time, they started feeling like something more. They became identities. And when everyone around you has one, not having a label of your own can start to feel like you're missing something. So I started to think that maybe being good at many things was just another way of saying I wasn't actually great at anything. And there was even a phrase that seemed to confirm that feeling. And I quote, Jack of all trades, master of none. And I think I started to quietly believe that being good at many things meant something less, something unfinished. And that thought changes the way you see yourself. It makes you question your own worth. It doesn't happen all at once, no. It builds slowly. You start questioning your achievements. And what's strange is that nothing about me changed, but the way I saw myself did. This feeling did not come from nowhere. We live in a world that teaches us to value and appreciate one kind of talent more than another. The kind that's clear, visible, and easy to label. That is being the best at one thing, being outstanding in a specific area. We see it in the way success is often presented to us. The student with the highest score is celebrated. The athlete who breaks a record is remembered. These achievements do deserve to be celebrated. But after seeing this over and over again, it starts getting easy to believe that value only comes from excelling in one clearly defined area. And because of this mindset, we don't really know what to do with people who don't fit into one box. So instead, we start calling them average. And without realizing it, that word starts to shape the way they see themselves. As I grew older, though, something in me started to change. I didn't just feel differently, no. I started questioning why I felt the way I did in the first place. Why did not excelling at one specific thing make me feel like I was less? And after sitting with that question for a while, I started to realize something. That maybe the problem isn't me, or the fact that I'm good at a variety of different things. Maybe the problem is the idea that not being outstanding at one specific thing makes you less capable. And I think that realization changed something in me. It made me more open to trying new things, less afraid of not fitting into one box. And I think that for a really long time, I was trying to find one thing I was exceptionally good at. And honestly, it was exhausting. It really took a toll on me mentally because no matter what I did, it never felt like enough. No matter how high the grades were, no matter how many things I tried, there was always this quiet voice in the back of my mind asking, but does any of it really count? And I didn't have an answer. But I'm glad I don't think that way anymore. And maybe the phrase I feared the most doesn't actually end where I thought it did. Jack of all trades, master of none. But oftentimes better than a master of one. And I think that changes everything. This is not about saying that being good at many things is better than being exceptionally good at one thing. There is nothing wrong with mastering a craft, pursuing a passion, or dedicating yourself to a single talent. The problem is when we start believing that that's the only way to have value. Because when I used to hear the first part of that quote, I thought something was missing from me, that I wasn't enough, that I was incomplete, that I had to fill some kind of gap in myself. But what I feel now is something very different: flexibility, freedom, and comfort in my own skin. I really, really do hope that this talk makes someone out there feel a little less lost in that feeling, because I know what it's like to feel like you're doing everything right, yet somehow still feel like you're falling behind. So maybe you don't need to find one thing that defines you. You're not meant to be one thing at all. So maybe you were never incomplete. Maybe you were never meant to find, maybe you were never meant to be just one thing in the first place. And that was never the problem. It was the answer. Thank you.